Hello, everybody. Hi, welcome, and thank you so much for being here. We're going to do a collective and timeless reading. So, whenever this reading finds its way to you is the right time. Just keep in mind it's a general reading, so see which signs, symbols, messages resonate for you in your particular situation and help to bring a little clarity to whatever you're wondering, concerned, confused about. This could broaden your perspective and show you something with fresh eyes. It could also narrow your focus, show you something that could be in between the lines. Maybe it was in the dark. Maybe it was right there all along, but in the end, always trust yourself. Trust yourself that divine inner guidance is inside of you. And try to make balanced decisions between logic and intuition. So your decisions are sound and based in love and for the highest, greatest good of everybody. So we're all uplifted in love. Let's begin. I kind of want to start with an animal card today. Let's start with the Animal Whispers. Empowerment cards. Clarity for the collective, please. Let's get some base, foundational wisdom. Let's see what God, Source, Holy Spirit, Christ consciousness, our higher selves, angels and energies of love have for the highest and the greatest good of all. One card, foundational wisdom for the collective, please. The guinea pig. Oh, this is so cute. Oh, don't they make funny little sounds? It says heal your heart. I mean, maybe you're connecting to an animal. Maybe you have a guinea pig, but I'm just getting like warm and fuzzy looking at this cute little critter. Heal your heart. So there's a healing energy, maybe healing in a partnership, a relationship, healing within your own heart. Could be something from the past, something going on now, but healing is beautiful. It means you're feeling better. You're feeling relief. You're feeling less stressed. You're feeling freedom. You're starting to see something through the eyes of love. You have a sense of forgiveness for yourself, for others. It's like a little magical guinea pig. Look how cute it is. It actually makes me think of a chinchilla a little bit. So let's go to the Soul's Journey lesson card. Clarity on the guinea pig. Healing your heart, a chance for forgiveness and healing in a specific situation or a specific situation within yourself, a specific person. Clarity for the collective. A little more information on healing your heart and the guinea pig, please. I keep looking at the eyes of this guinea pig. But maybe you need to see somebody's eyes. Look somebody in the eyes. That's kind of what I'm getting with that. One card for the collective, please. Thank you. Service. So maybe it starts with extending your energy and your love to places where it's received and like it really creates some change, some healing energy. Maybe that's what starts to heal you. I feel good when I can help others. So, I mean, maybe some of you actually work in the service industry, or you do something with therapy, healing, But I feel like even if it's none of those things, it's just doing something nice for whomever you can, whenever you can. Maybe you need to actually go and like schedule something in, provide like volunteer work at a shelter or like a soup kitchen or at a church or a children's center. But I feel like it's a more one-on-one thing. It's those little moments that are going to make a difference. Feel good when I can help others. I don't know why I just thought of this really random thing, and it's not really like somebody that was in service, but it was just this moment that touched my heart. I had this like brunch time jazz jam recently in a little restaurant, and it wasn't one of those spaces where everybody was there to see the music. It was more like we were the background, you know, providing some jazzy tunes, and people were just kind of eating their brunch. There was a little girl that was dancing along, but after the one song, this little girl just stood up in her chair at the table. Later, she told me she was 2, but put up one finger. I'm 2. And she stood up in her chair and she goes, "Bravo, bravo." Like, it was like the most heartwarming response I've ever gotten. And it was like from a 2-year-old, but she was like a little old soul. How did she know to stand up in her chair and say bravo? Like, she really did have like a touching experience with that jazz music. And, you know, I got on the microphone. I was like, "Oh, thank you. Thank you so much." Like, just connected with this little 2-year-old. So it doesn't have to be like you have to provide a service and volunteer all your time. Sometimes it's just a moment that could really warm somebody's heart. So it can be any age. You can connect to a soul at any age. So that's the message that really came through with this. I never expected to like share that little story, but it touched my heart. So, I mean, even if it's just you doing something that you love, sharing a talent, sharing your music, sharing some form of expression, sharing a story, anything that you can do, but it's coming from a place of love, it's going to be felt. And if you're extending your energy somewhere and it's not being received, you feel like it's not really wanted, not everybody is in the emotional position to want help yet. They have to be willing and have self-awareness that they want to ask for help, or they're ready to open their arms to it. So if that's not the place, if it's a certain person and they sort of seem like a little closed off, just read that energy. There's somebody else that will be receptive to that true, beautiful love that you want to share. So, and then somebody might come back around. You know, sometimes people just need a little space. So, healing, helping others, healing your own heart, being of service. I kind of had the intention that this might be a love reading, but maybe it's a different kind of love, a healing kind of love. So, that makes me think what cards we should use. Let's go a little bit expressive. Let's do the Oracle of Visions. Get one card, clarity of service, feeling good. Oh, I just heard that song, Feeling Good. I think there's actually an interesting version of Feeling Good by both Michael Bublé and I think the band Muse. I think I have the right song. Dun, ch, dun, dun, ch, dun, dun, ch, dun, 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 dun. That one. I did like the instrumental, not the voice part. And I'm feeling good. That one, yeah. So maybe that song, listen to that song, maybe something in those lyrics. Kind of sassy, I like that song. One card, clarity for the collective, please. And thank you. Clarity on being of service, helping others. Gratitude. The guinea pig. Hearts that are healing. Seeing eye to eye. Oh, this is so beautiful. It's a ballerina. If you're a ballerina, you've put a lot of work into looking that graceful and effortless on the stage. There's a lot of discipline behind that beauty. But she's taking a moment. I don't even know what kind of bird that is, but it is so beautiful. Look at that bird. It's like a gigantic woodpecker. Maybe that's like a, what are those? Kingfisher. Maybe it's like a kingfisher, which always know how to get their catch. Very, very fast birds. And then you have the koi fish underneath. This is actually a Pisces energy in this card. You have the cherry blossoms above. She's sitting on this bench that's really hard and structured, but it's floating over the water. Her ballet slippers touching the water. Her hand is in the air. It's so graceful. But if this card has to do with Pisces, it's also a master number. It's 33. That brings you to a 6, which represents love. How graceful and beautiful this card is. Taking a moment, and it's the connection of heaven and earth. You see the little glyph here. This one, it looks kind of like an H. That's Pisces. It's the archway of heaven, the archway of earth, the horizons, and that merge, that taps in between the two, the balance between. So don't get lost in the one or the other. Try not to get lost in all the beautiful spiritual stuff and not actually bring those lessons back to earth to be useful in your everyday world. And don't get lost in earth and the 3D materialism so you forget all about this beautiful spiritual energy. It's that balance. Sometimes we need to give a little more energy to our day-to-day earthy things. It needs our attention. It's responsible. And sometimes we need to pay attention to our spirituality a little bit more if we're getting lost in the day-to-day stuff. I don't usually look at the book, but I kind of want to look at it because I'm curious what the basic message is on this card. It's so pretty. 33 is patience and waiting for the right moment. Maybe waiting for someone to be receptive. I mean, you look like you're really enjoying your time, your moment here. Time is but the stream I go a-fishing in. Oh, I just thought of one of my favorite, I don't even know if it's a country song, but it's Nitty Gritty Dirt Band. It's called Fishing in the Dark. And it's just one of my favorites, and I don't know why. So I'm not going to sing it, but if you want to look up Fishing in the Dark, it's a great song. I do want to sing it though. I drink it all, but while I drink, I see the sandy bottom and detect how shallow it is. Its thin current slides away, but eternity remains. Henry David Thoreau. That's deep. Time. I mean, time's weird. It is. It's eternal and forevs. And yet sometimes we're in that moment. Like you can be somewhere and you feel like, gosh, it's been an hour. And you're like, 13 minutes? What? And then sometimes it's the opposite. When you're really into something, you just want time to keep going. Hours can go by and it doesn't feel like time was there at all. Even with these readings, time is fluid. Sometimes we have a message that comes through and we figure out later what it means. Sometimes it's right in the now. Sometimes it has to do with something really long ago that you forgot about. And they all kind of merge together. So have patience. The right moment is coming. Really tap into how beautiful you are in the meantime. What things can you do that make you feel a little more responsible? To get in tune with the things you have to get done. If you're procrastinating something, or if you're pushing something too hard, maybe it's taking a break, taking a step back. How can you relax? Maybe that changes up your energy. You come up with new solutions. I mean, it's like she's dressed for the show. She's not wearing her like practice attire. She's got her stage outfit on, but she's not performing. She's just taking this moment with this gigantic, gorgeous bird and having the koi fish rub on her little toes. I just heard twinkle toes. Maybe that means something to you. Maybe somebody makes you feel like you want to dance. All right, what else do I have? I mean, I said I thought it was going to be a love reading, so let's do a love card. This is the love oracle cards. Let's get one message and see what comes through. I mean, this might be just for you. It might be a relationship. It might be a friendship. Let's see what message comes out and then where it takes you. Clarity on patience, service, healing, and that weird, wonderful, magical, confusing stream of time. One card, please, for the collective. All right, so for some of you, it's commitment. Engagement ring is coming out. Maybe you're waiting for somebody to pop the question. Maybe you never thought that would ever be something you would even think about. Maybe you're thinking about doing that, or thinking about a higher commitment to something. Going steady now. Engagement, partnership, commitment, eternity, completion, and union. So this is the love energy that is coming out. I hear something could be right around the corner, right around the bend. Engagement ring. But it could also be your commitment to something. If it's something of service, maybe that really like calls your soul, makes you feel complete, like you're balancing feminine, masculine energy in you. I mean, it's not somebody else like making you whole. You're already whole. So it's really feeling whole on your own and then connecting to somebody else that is whole on their own. It's not like I'm going to fix you situation, but a natural union and like really good partnership will bring a bigger sense of completion because you will probably just help each other grow. So it's going to be like a forev's kind of growth spurt that you're gonna both merge each other's energies together and like I'm getting like I keep hearing magnify. I'm not sure why. Like maybe it'll grow bigger. Maybe it happens even bigger when somebody else has a reciprocal energy, an opposite energy. But I feel like it's more like an inspirational thing. I'm getting that if there's some kind of healing energy, it's because of foundational structure, being accepted for who you truly are, And I'm getting that it just happens by default. But that doesn't mean that somebody doesn't actually reach out and like be the one that's the more helpful energy at different times. But I feel like it's a natural thing. It's just going to happen. You do have the rings if something is eternal. Might be a diamond, might be something else. Maybe you're more unusual. So let's put that there. These could be different facets of your life. Speaking of diamonds, well, since that came out, I wanted to use these two, but this one seems to be twinkling more. So let's do one card from the Modern Love. One card. Let's do the merging energy going on, the different facets. What is pulling all these facets together for the collective right now? What energy do they need to focus on to create the biggest growth? Head towards this beautiful partnership, union, possibly a partnership where time flies by. That's a song too, As Time Flies By. It's an old one too. One card, please. Thank you. I think somebody has arrived. So I will pause this for one moment. My apologies. I stopped that on 21:50. My mom came over to say hello. So let's continue the reading. Clarity on engagement ring, healing, patience, and being of service. Showing a little love. One card to bridge these energies for the collective, please, and thank you. Oh, you got the Knight of Swords coming through. So you have a focus. Somebody has a focus. This is a beautiful girl. Look at, she has you're getting like the most unlikely outfits on situations. Look at the dress she is wearing on this stallion. The Knight of Swords can be male or female, typically an air sign, but it's somebody with real focus. They usually come in fast. It comes in all of a sudden. You usually have to turn and maneuver on a dime. It's thinking clearly, straight shooting. Somebody has like a direction they want to go. You just have to pay attention how to react sometimes to this night. Sometimes it comes so fast you don't have time to think. You don't have time to process something. So maybe that's why the patience energy is coming through. Or maybe you've had so much patience and so much waiting that now is the time to move. So typically a Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra, somebody very intelligent, good with communication. Maybe not with everybody, but definitely with the right personalities, or, you know, in the right conversations, like the right topics of conversation. But it does look like the way that this horse is like bucking up, that it's either coming to a quick halt, a quick stop, or it's like ready to go, or ready to jump over a hurdle. So sometimes you do have to be aware with this night. It comes so fast. Something changes so fast that you have to be careful there's not blinders on the situation. You have to be a little bit more flexible than rigid, that something has to be a certain way or has to happen a certain time or has to go this direction. It's better that this horse is a little bit more like a barrel racer. Can kind of go around rather than straight forward. Because trust me, if this horse and this knight needs to go straight forward through something to something, they have the capacity to do it. But You know, if there's an obstacle or something in the way, you have to work around something or jump over it. This girl is holding on the reins, and she's holding this sword at the same time. So there is communication coming in fast. Clarity coming in fast. It could bring the reality of a situation to light. Give that little extra info that you were missing, or this is you. And you're ready to have that conversation. You're ready to get into action. You're ready to put your energy and your focus on something. Sometimes I think of this as not always just communication, but like really getting your brain spinning on learning something really fast. Like you want to know more. So it's like looking something up, reading that book, like mental stimulation. Let's see. Let's go to the other tarot. I put that down, so this is down. I'm not going to look at it. Let's just go to the Tarot del Fuego. Clarity on the Knight of Swords. I mean, this knight is in this, it's cute. They're in this like field of flowers. They do kind of look like hearts. And the sky is blue, but it does look like it's kind of like a little bit cloudy. There is something behind a situation that is a little unclear. So maybe that's what's coming to light. Or maybe it's that the clouds cleared just enough to get going on something. Sometimes that's like unexpected situations that come all of a sudden into our world, like unexpected conversations. I hear an unexpected ride. You kind of feel like wherever this knight is going, they're going to either get off their high horse, ground themselves a little bit, or maybe get somebody to come along to enjoy the ride. Get one card. Clarity on this Knight of Swords. What is the direction this Knight of Swords is moving towards, please? The Knave of Pentacles. Oh, I have to cover this card. I can't show it to you. It's really weird. So this is like the Page of Pentacles. But I kind of think that the Page of Pentacles is like the little bookworm. That's the one that's like the teacher's pet. They're not rushy. They're just really curious. They really want to know more. Like the little kid that's like, why? Why? Well, why? And it just like keeps going, and they keep like wanting to know more. There's like so much gold here. And fire, even though it's pentacles. I mean, technically it's the fire tarot, so that makes sense. But look at this person is sort of reminding me how this one is sitting. I can show the one part because there's some coins covering the area down below, but I have to cover the boobs. And it's like, it's also a very like masculine and feminine energy. It's definitely a combo here. I only have to cover that part. Look at how this person is sitting. They look so confident. They're not just sitting on cash, it's gold. I see all these tattoos. Maybe somebody has tattoos or a tattoo. You're a tattoo artist. The first one that I see though is definitely the treasure chest on the stomach. So it makes me feel like you're gonna get that gut feeling that something is golden, that something is worthy, valuable. They also have the big tattoo. There's 2 swords on this person. So you might be getting communication from this Knave of Pentacles. That's like the Page of Pentacles, which is new. It's feeling new at something. So you have really fast energy here. You need to move with something, but you also need to take your time. So maybe you get communication fast, but then you need to sit on something, you know, consider something, sleep on it, get more information. Or this could be the 2 different energies back and forth. Maybe this person has a really good idea, willing to put in the work to get more knowledge on something, even if they don't know about it yet. And this person has the moves to like make it start to happen, to talk to the right people so it works. It doesn't look like a child here. It looks like an adult, but it looks like it might be a situation you have to learn more about, but it's going to bring some prosperity into your life. So have patience with gaining this knowledge, even though if it might get you really, really excited, you might want to move on this idea. I mean, I'm not getting this really with this. I'm getting more business, or it could even be like a fundraiser. Since you have the service card here, it could even be like opening up a restaurant, something like that. Opening up like I see the ballet dancer, like a recital hall, or like an artist's nook, or like something where you have a space, but people of similar interests can come together on different nights, something like that. So maybe this person doesn't have a lot of experience, but they're willing to put in the effort to learn how to bring gold into the situation. Maybe this person has all of the contacts, you know, the drive to get it actually moving forward, but both are kind of inexperienced people. It's a page and a knight. It's not a king and a queen. So let's see. Oh, well, I put this upright. Let me show you what's at the bottom. You have another, do I have to cover anything? No. You have another Knight of Swords. So that's a double whammy. That's the big message coming through. Maybe you've already had a lot of patience with something. Maybe it's time to like start to make some moves, start to make some plans, have an actual direction towards something. Here, it's the horse with the sword. You have all of this lightning around, so something could happen in a flash. I'm getting all these, I talked about the jazz, now I'm getting all these jazz songs like coming through my head. I just heard, technically, it's an orange colored sky. Very appropriate. I just got the song Orange Colored Sky, like flash, bam, alakazam, wonderful you came by. I was humming. That's kind of appropriate too. It's like somebody just walking along, moseying on along, doing their own thing, kind of taking their time, like sitting there reading a book on the bench, and all of a sudden they like catch eyes with someone, and it's like, whoo, what just happened? It's like those little cartoon flash, bam, pow, and all of a sudden like there you were. So maybe that's how this situation started. Maybe something happened out of nowhere. Wonderful you came by. I was humming a tune. Drinking in sunshine, went out of that orange colored view. Yeah, look up that song. It's really cute. So maybe it's about balancing, taking your time and acting really fast on something. Maybe somebody is doubly clear now on how to make a move. Maybe it's towards you. Maybe that's you. Let's see. I have this other tarot deck. So this will be 3. This one's also a little weird. A lot of my decks are. It's called Tarot Apocalypsis. It's a little bit like the Tarot Illuminati. I think it's the same like creators, but slightly different imagery in it. So let's get clarity on the double whammy Knight of Swords. Someone finally becoming really clear. I mean, somebody really wants some communication. Both the person and the horse are carrying a sword. And they're going the same direction, which is kind of interesting. And they're both black horses. So this really is a matching energy. It's like a double whammy of the same energy, really, really having a clear direction. And the way I have this down here, the direction they're heading towards is this engagement ring. Sending a message, because the knave can actually not be a person, but just a message to somebody who maybe is patiently waiting for something. And it's usually, if it's just a message, it's something that is a valuable message. It usually has to do with your actual space. You know, it could be money, but it could be like your time, your energy, your home, your family. Like somebody sends you a message, hey, I'm going to pick you up at your home and we're going to go out to dinner here. But it usually feels not like lovey-dovey. It's not super romantic. It's not super like logical. It's like a very realistic, direct message. So, but it's usually somebody that wants to put some work or more effort into something. So let's clarify. Let's first clarify that Knave of Pentacles. What is that about? Is that a message? Is that a person? Is that an idea to get more knowledge on? Something that's going to bring wealth later, value. Let's see what that's about first. One card, please. Oh my, Rose got comfy. Oh, you have Death. A message about releasing something, finally letting something go, feeling free, starting to live again. Like really big changes. This is a really big energy. Death looks really happy. It's more like the Day of the Dead. There's also a really big owl in the background. So somebody might come very, like you don't even see or hear them coming. They're just, all of a sudden there's a knock at your door. A message out of nowhere. Owls move in silence. And they don't have blinders on. They can actually see, like turn their heads almost completely around. So maybe somebody had blinders on with that Knight of Swords and they finally fell off and they could see the whole picture, the whole situation. This is you or someone else like completely letting something go. That is done. It's over. It's gone. That chapter is over. And that chapter being over creates this space for this phoenix to rise out of the ashes and to become something new. If this is upside down, it's not releasing something that really is done. It's holding on to something that is over. It's over. And you're just keeping it on in your energy, in your field of your sphere of you, in your mind, whatever. So this is a full release and a full freedom from a situation. And the total energetic change of a person, of a personality, of a perception, of a, you know, a space of whatever it is for something completely new to arise out of those ashes. The new growth is ready to come out. I always feel like it's not harsh. I always feel like it's gentle, even though it looks scary. I always feel like this grim raper is actually, like, it looks scary because it took something away. But I feel like what I hear when I get the Death card is like an angel that's saying, live. Because you're here for these experiences right now. You got today. So what can you do right now that makes you feel completely alive? Like your heart is free. You're loving your life. What is that? That's what you get started on. And that's what's going to create the changes. It's getting to do something again. It's getting to do something new. It's not having to. They're both the same thing. You can have to do something because you had to let something go. But changing your perception on that same thing, like what if you get to do something because you had to let something go? It's the same thing, but your perception upon it is what's different. Therefore, the outcome and the things that evolve because of it are different. It's like you're heading down two different paths. Like they're actually going the same direction. It's like kind of the same journey, but you're going to see different things along each of those, even if they're parallel lines. I hope whatever I said made sense. So the sickle comes to actually harvest, or to like harvest something, to cut something down. Something is, you have to take away that wheat, take away a situation. Sometimes this happens outside our sphere of influence. Sometimes it's up to us to cut something away. But cutting something away, releasing that energy that was holding you up, that was blocking you, is what's going to get you to move really fast into something. Let's get clarity on these two knights. The double whammy, Knight of Swords 2.0. Clarity, please. Death, by the way, is major arcana number 13. And the 13 brings you to a 4, which brings you back into stability, a solid foundation, a new space with new possibilities of beautiful growth. Well, this is the opposite. So this is the Hanged Man. So wherever the Hanged Man comes through, maybe this is that patience. Maybe you've already been in this position, but I feel like because I pulled it on these two Knight of Swords, that's the blinders coming off of this knight. Because the Hangman comes when there was a pause. There was a purposeful pause, a breakaroo. Sometimes like a self-sacrifice of something they really wanted to do because they needed to see something a completely different way. Sometimes it's not our choice to have that pause. It's just happens. Universe, situation, all that stuff. Other people, free will. But that pause, that break, that chance to look at something completely upside down allows you to see a way through, a way out, a solution, a different perception on something that you always thought had to be a certain way. Being the opposite way for a little bit, having the opposite of what you possibly wanted be a little space. Maybe having a little bit of lack, or having a little bit of loss, or whatever this is. Maybe just some silence, maybe some peace, allowed you to change your perspective completely. It finally took off the blinders on these horses and you or somebody else and refocused their attention. You do have a progression because you're coming from the 12 to the 13. It's like all working out in divine order somehow. So after this pause, after this clarity comes through, you realize what needs to be released, what needs to change, a new direction that you're going to try to go. It's like you have all of these plans and ideas of exactly what you need to do now. And you feel like a different person because of your clarity. You have the King of Wands at the bottom. I was going to pull another card, but let's look at this. The King of Wands is really confident. Maybe you got your confidence back. Maybe you're dealing with the King of Wands. Or that's you, or this is the message. It's not just confidence. The King of Wands wants that experience. He wants the adventure. Sometimes it's in his mind. things, self-discovery. Sometimes it's actually going on adventures in the actual world or in a relationship. It's a very expansive energy. It's fiery and fun. I feel like this king is the one that laughs a lot. Even if others don't get his or her jokes, he doesn't care. He's confident enough it made him laugh. Doesn't matter if you don't get it. If you don't get the joke. It's funny anyway. But I feel like he is usually pretty funny. Upside down, he's kind of an ass. Upside down, he's kind of an ass. He's a little too into himself. Sometimes like has too many projects going on. Doesn't really finish them all. Kind of like toots his own horn a little too much. Maybe doesn't have all the education he says he does. Maybe doesn't have all the experiences he pretends to have. It's kind of like putting on a front of confidence because there's a lack of confidence underneath or a lack of follow through. But upright, he is so sexy. He's strong, he's secure, and he knows how to move. He knows how to make action, how to get something to happen. If this knight is the clear communication and the planner and the communicator, this is the one that's going to get everyone on board. This is the one that's going to dive into that adventure. I feel like he can be pushy, but it's not a harsh pushy. It's like the personal trainer. Like you kind of like it's the little push you kind of like or somebody kind of needs. It's still encouraging. It's not like, don't tell me what to do, I guess, unless he's upside down. It's like somebody wants that instruction with the King of Wands. So that's a king. That's really good. Because now we have a page and 2 knights and a king. So there is progression. So if this is one, I mean, it's a lot of masculine energy, even though technically this one is a girl and this one is a beautiful ballerina, which doesn't mean it can't be a masculine. But I feel like maybe this clarity, these blinders coming off, this pause to figure something out in a different way, created this healing. When I see that service card in this situation, I feel like somebody was doing themselves a disservice by possibly not giving themselves a break, a chance to reevaluate something. Have patience with themselves or someone else, and it's more of service to give that attention to their soul so they can figure this thing out, because it looks like they've figured something out to really go a certain direction and have the confidence to do it and the strength to actually let go of something that needed to be let go of. It could be just an old way of doing something, an old perception, an old pattern that kept repeating. It could be releasing some kind of karmic situation, even though we didn't get the judgment card or anything here. Let's get clarity on this king, please. The 6 of Pentacles. So we're coming right back around to service. The king figured out how to give to himself, where his help is wanted, where it's not help wanted, where somebody's just taking from him and not reciprocating any energy back. This means there's somebody around you that does need your help. The king is going to recognize and have the confidence to do it, but it has to be somebody that asks and is receptive to it. Or it could be you here, learning something, learning to help others, learning to help others even from your experiences. I mean, this is a lot of money, but it looks like energy here. It looks like time. It looks like value, attention. This monk is tapping into his or her higher self in meditation. Oh, it's not energy. It's like energy and rice. So it's something that's substance. So maybe somebody is doing something as simple as helping somebody with, like, you know, substance, food, information, knowledge. But when I see that as food, I always think of the fish. You can give somebody a fish. Once the fish is gone and eaten, you know, it was a nice meal. Maybe that's all you can do. But if there's an opportunity to be of service and to somehow teach somebody how to fish, this is the parable now. This could be just someone to be independent on their own, someone to have the confidence on their own, somebody to have clarity and direction, but on their own. So they figure it out. So somebody feels good in their own and they feel proud of the energy they put into something, you know, to be able to fish on their own and possibly teach somebody else. That's a much bigger energy, because that's a service that can be passed along and help many other people, instead of that fish that gets eaten and then it's gone. So you have to think about how that energy flow can move and circulate so more people can be helped in the process. But you also can't give here if your plate is completely empty. You can't receive some help if you don't have the confidence, or you're too arrogant to ask for some help when you need it, or to let something go. Let's get one oracle card. I hope this reading was helpful. I think whatever this idea or this clarity is, you're going to find out from whomever is going to come to you, or you know what this thing is. I think it's a very personal situation for everybody. If the Death card is by this King of Wands and the Six of Pentacles, it can be letting go of situations or a relationship where it wasn't equal give and take, or there wasn't like back and forth energy anymore. Actually leaving that behind, having the confidence to do so towards a more committed partnership that feels like it's eternity and lasting. And that's the direction. They're making plans towards. Let's go to the power deck. One card, clarity for the collective, please, and thank you. Clarity on this double. Knight of Swords, Page of Pentacles. If that Page of Pentacles is a child or a younger energy, it's this king or knights having the clarity of teaching that page how to be self-reliant on their own with their own dreams. So they're not just handed everything they need without having any kind of like real sense of value to what they have. Somebody feeling proud that they've worked and put effort towards something. They did something on their own. Card for the collective, please. Thank you. Oh, it's the one with the dolmen. I guess this message is coming back. So, what is this? The Essence 38. It's just like this little Flintstone house dolmen thing with the little door. That's maybe this like time of meditation. Connect to Mother Earth, connect to your higher self. Allow old perceptions of something to go away. I see like the, you know, when the, like, what is that called? When Native Americans go off and like spend a couple days in the woods. I can't get the name of it right now. And they fast and they meditate and they discover who their power animal is and their life purpose, and their souls like special talents and then come back with like their name. It's completely left my mind. It's so if you know what that is, please put it below. It's kind of what I'm getting with that. Like something's going to come through that feels that special. Like, you know what you got to do now. Essence is east and yellow. Life is like a school that we move and graduate through, learning many things as we cloak ourselves in environmental knowledge. You are on the warrior's path. I mean, that looks like this. Towards enlightenment. And one day you will peel away this accumulated knowledge like layers of an onion, moving back to the source of your power. When contemplating a Zen garden, you find that the source of power is the essence of the Great Spirit. We come to this earth walk as a piece of a smashed mirror, every one of us reflecting the light of God. The experience of life is the process of putting the pieces together, these scrambled fragments into one great mandala that reflects back to the one source of all beings. At the center of the cyclone, we sit at a point of stillness, and the pandemonium of life circulates madly around us. Choose equilibrium, not frenzy. Live the life from your center. The essence of you and the essence of the universe. This primal moving forces are one. I saw all that stuff about the mirror, and I heard that song. I think it's just called Mirrors. I think it's a Justin Timberlake song. Came through with this. So tapping into your essence. The knowledge accumulated kind of makes me feel like that's the Knave of Pentacles, or else the perception that you always thought something had to be a certain way, all of your experiences, what you were taught, how you were brought up, where you lived, what your culture was, what friends you had around you, all put these layers of how something had to be. And I feel like something is going to come through, and it's like these layers just kind of fall away and a new energy comes through. So you always have to be willing to learn something new, have new levels of commitment in your life, have confidence on new journeys. And if it's like that cyclone, and there's so much energy out here, maybe this is somebody that really wants to push you and move fast. That's not you. Or somebody else, you know. I don't know, this need just seems like a message to me. A message that brings some kind of abundance. I don't really feel that that's a person. Maybe, you know, you have so much energy always giving too much of service. And it starts by bringing some of this energy back to yourself. You have to get to your center. If there's so much chaos around you, that's the first place you're going to find peace. So I hope this reading was helpful. I love that these two look so much alike. They're such different decks, and yet they look so much alike. Maybe you ride horses, or a black horse you see, like on a poster or on something. The lightning around it just makes me think of being zapped into action. A really good idea. A lot of energy that comes all at once. But if it's all that energy that you're already into, remember to do the opposite and give yourself some zen. Now I just heard Bush, everything zen. I'm not even sure what kind of music came through today. It was all over the place. So I hope this reading was helpful. I love you so much. Thank you so much for being here. And I hope you have a beautiful day. And I'll see you soon. Bye.